our parents and our forefathers brought up, isn't it? Based on their guidelines, we lead our daily life. Am I correct or not?
Correct.
Correct.
Same way, whatever you understood from the project, this knowledge you should pass on to the future green bells. You should pass on to the people who are connected with the process. If all your guidelines, if put in a proper format and given to the people who are running the process, that is called a control plan. That is called what? Control plan. For example, how many marriages is allowed for each one of you?
One.
You are not allowed to go for the second marriage, isn't it? It's a control plan. The moment you deviate, your life will be horrible, isn't it? Likewise, all the learnings you obtained through the project, you must put it in the form of guidelines. X bar R chart should be plotted for the thickness. That's a guideline. X bar R chart should be plotted for the salt content. Sample size should be this way. Operational definition is this. Everything you are telling, these are all the guidelines. This is called control plan. The frequency of sampling and everything, is given by the experienced people, nothing but the green belts and black belts, right? So control plan is not something magical. It is nothing but passing on the knowledge. So I will quickly show the slides related to control phase. And these are the steps in control phase. Implement the control system for critical X. You understood thickness is critical to quality. You understood salt content is critical to quality. So you started monitoring it. Because as long as you monitor this, problem cannot come, isn't it? The taste of the chips depends mainly on the two. Don't worry about the taste. Take care of the thickness and the salt content. Taste is taken care. Maturity, higher level of maturity. And now document the solution and the benefit. Successfully you solved the problem. Can you document it? When you document it, it becomes a lesson for others. People can refer your success. People can follow your success path. And then financial benefits should also be documented. Always benefits should be calculated on an annual basis. And then finally, your job is done as a Six Sigma expert. Transfer the process back to the process owner. Formally close the project and then move on to the new project. So deliverable from the control phase, main deliverable is control plan. And then control charts. What all the things needs to be plotted in a control chart? You must nominate or assign people, data collection somebody, control chart plotting somebody, and then your job is to look at the control chart regularly, right? As long as control chart is good, you don't have to look into the every aspect of the process. But whenever a control chart is giving a signal, then you must investigate. And the documented solutions and benefits should be available. And of course, once the problem is solved, similar problem might exist in similar other process. You can replicate the solution. In certain areas, the lessons learned can be customized and then implemented. That is called standardization. So implementing control system. These are the set of documents called the control plan. Process documentation, process flow chart, data collection plan. Who should collect, where from he should collect, how he should collect. Everything, is data collection plan, mistake proofing system, response reaction plan. If something goes wrong, how you mitigate it. You need to see all the challenges you faced have to be shared with the people. Then only future challenges they can tackle very well. How the audit should be conducted, audit frequency, risk mitigation system, and a statistical process control. Earlier your company didn't have the experience of plotting control chart, but after you did the project, you recommended that they need to plot one X bar R chart and then one IMR chart. And then your company will look like an ICU ward. Wherever there are critical issues, there will be a control chart. Right? Because the issue is critical, so you are controlling it at the source. And this is a lean tool called Poke-OK. Poke-OK is a Japanese word that means mistake proofing. If you look at this design here, the first design, the knobs, the orientation of the knobs and orientation of the what you call this are not connected properly. But do you see the orientation of the knobs and the orientation of the stove are connected in design itself? As a result, mistakes can be prevented. and nobody can switch on the wrong burner or switch wrongly, because if I want to switch on the first one, I will use this now. Whereas here there is a confusion. That means mistakes are prevented in the design itself. Small design changes are called okay. What is the advantage here? First drilling machine, there is no stopper. When you need a particular depth of hole, people can go beyond the required depth also. But second machine, there is a stopper. This stopper mechanism is called a poke-okay. Small poke-okays can prevent lots of failures. Right? Here is the stopper along with a buzzer. So these are different levels of poke-okay. You can see.
So 1 minute was so 1 minute behind. 1 minute.
Small improvements, but prevents failures from happening. More the poke-okay, lesser will be the failures. How the poke-okay comes? Based on the knowledge you gained with the project. You realized that most of the time the depth of hole, the whole depth is varying. So you just put the spot, what do you call, stopper, and now everything is under control. Always 3 types of poke-okay possible: shutdown poke-okay, control poke-okay, warning poke-okay. I'll give a simple example. Warning poke-okay. Car seat belt. If I don't put the seat belt in my car will give some kind of alarm or buzzer. What is this called? Warning poke-okay. Car is giving you a warning. Similarly, the machine is not closed properly before running. The shutter and other things. It will give an alarm, so that people can alert and then they can actually close. This is important to avoid the accidents and other things. Next thing is control poke-okay. What is control poke-okay? It will not only give alarm, it will not allow you to move on. In certain cars, if the door is not locked properly, it won't allow the engine to be started. Am I correct? Door is not closed properly, but the driver is trying to start the engine, car will not start. Then what does it mean? That is a warning poke-okay or control poke-okay? Control poke-okay. In certain cases, shutdown poke-okay. What happens? Let us say I use a credit card, and the PIN number I put 3 times wrongly. What will happen to my card? My card will be locked. Now I have to call to the customer care and produce the evidence, and that the mistake is done by me to get it unlocked. What kind of prevention it is? Shutdown poke-okay. Sometimes the entire system will be shut. For example, when power is very low in your laptop, below 10%, the entire system will shut down. Because if it goes further below, then probably it can crash your system. So the moment it is close to 10%, it will automatically shut down, and then you have to now charge it and then switch on. So these are certain measures incorporated in the product design itself, to prevent the failures from happening. Such technique is called what? Poke-okay. Warning poke-okay, control poke-okay, shutdown poke-okay. So what is this poke-okay here? You are seeing, is it warning or control?
Warning.
What is this?
Control.
That's all you have understood. And now there is a wash basin here. Here the problem is when the tap is not closed, it can, water can overflow, and then it can spoil the, floor and other things. And now what happened is, do you see an additional hole here?
Yes.
Suppose if kids are using the tap and they don't close it properly, then also what happened? The water will be drained through this thing. Even if there is a blockage here, the another thing will safely dispose the water. And small design changes. Ultimately, the idea is prevent failures because of the design feature. Such things are called poke-okes. This is another poke-oke. What is the difference? You see here, when an operator has to tighten the screw several thousand times a single day, easily screwdriver can slip. Some accidents can happen. Whereas here, screwdriver cannot slip and productivity will improve, isn't it? and it is safer. These things are called POKIOs. And this is control chart. See, control chart, what we learned is, if a point goes outside the control limit, then it is out of control. Am I right? Point going outside the control limit. See here, your X bar chart is out of control. Your R chart is also, yes, out of control. Both the charts are out of control, right? Always when you see a point going beyond 3 sigma limit, control limit, your process is out of control. For example, today, only 9 people are in the meeting. Nearly 10 people did not join. It is out of control, isn't it? All of them have a special reason for their, escaping from the class. They are busy. They are not, came back from the office. There is a special reason. We must understand and then see to that same thing doesn't happen again. But there is see, control chart tells you whether the variation is a special cause or common cause. Right now, this thing is special cause. People not coming to the training program is a special cause. Does it mean if all the points are inside the control limit, your process is under control? Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you should also be enough to realize your process can still be in trouble even if you get all the points inside the control limit. I give you an example for that. Let us say 10 people are right now attending the program. Am I right? 10 people are attending the program, but only I could see Kaviraman video. I really do not know what others are doing, but all of them are inside the class. All of them are inside the class, but still students can be out of control. Am I right? They can do something on the other side. Possible or not?
Yes.
Same way, if you get even if you get all the points inside the control limit, still your process can be under trouble. How can you understand? You must understand the additional rules. Don't just look at whether point is outside the control limit or not. Look here, all the points are inside the control limit. But what is that you are observing here? Continuously 7 points are above the center line.
Some erratic behavior, I would say.
Not erratic behavior.
Some fluctuating
A pattern is seen.
Bias.
A pattern is seen. It's continuously going up 7 points. What is required is randomness. To say the process is happening in an unbiased manner, what is required is randomness. For example, I conduct the test. All of you get the exact score. What does it mean? Everybody gets 82. What does it mean? Everybody has written the exam together.
Paper was leaked or one person wrote everything.
Yeah. So
Everyone
there is.
helped everyone.
So I'm giving an idea now how to crack the exam, right? So there is a bias in the process. And if we don't want bias, that means randomness has to be there. Just by looking at the marks and the way people have scored, you can understand whether the exam is taken up in an unbiased manner or is there a bias. For example, if the question paper is leaked, you know what will happen? Everybody will score above 90. Am I right? Yes or no? All right. So this is another pattern. Continuously descending. 7 points or 6 points continuously descending. And the points too close to the center line. That is also an indication. And see here, too close, points far away from the center line. That is also a special cause.
Wait, sir, wait.
Yeah, cyclic pattern. Every 7th point, there is a peak. That means the shift number 4, particular operator doesn't maintain properly, and as a result, your outputs are going out of order. So cyclic, any form of pattern when you see, you can understand it is a special cause. Main rule is outside the control limit. But within the control limit, look for the pattern. Pattern should not be there. Everything should be in a random manner. So documenting the solution. Why should we document? It becomes the lesson. It becomes the lesson for the other. And replication and standard, I already told you. Since you solved the problem.
So one
yes.
One slide back, sir.
So in previous slide, there is you mentioned the speed bar. It is a average of P value.
Ask your question, Kaviraman, again.
Behind this slide, in the middle of behind this one slide. Yeah, this P bar is the average of P value.
Average of P. Yeah. P means defective here. The defective percentage is not too close to the center line. See, too close to the center line is also a problem. And see, generally, what is randomness? What is normal distribution? 50% will be on the right side of your center, 50% will be on the left side of the center. And 68% of your points will be within 1 sigma. 95% will be within 2 sigma. 99% will be within 3 sigma. But see, everything within 1 sigma. If everything is within 1 sigma, it is not normal. If it is not normal, something biased is happening. Am I correct? That's how we apply knowledge on normal distribution to understand any bias that is happening, or if everything is happening in a random fashion, that is what we want. We don't want any kind of pattern or any kind of influence. Pattern is influence. We don't want any influencing. Things has to happen naturally. Naturally means normal. Clear? Yes, Pradeep, you are asking something?
Yeah, 1 minute. I was just writing down. Just one document, okay? 1 minute.
Solution should be documented for review and application. No, in other processes.
So one thing, any documentation, anything like any kind of document, like how we have a project charter for
Yes.
any template, is there such?
Yes, I'll do it. So once all of you finish the exam, as I told you, I will mail you with the complete set of templates which will be helpful in your project, right? Dummy templates, and then you can make use of it. And then I will suggest all of you to identify a project from the workplace, a very simple project, and then you can get mentored by us on the same. So you get an idea, right? And those of you who are seriously interested, you can make use of the opportunities. And similarly, we have some people, maybe students, and if you want somebody to help you in the project, we'll be able to connect. We'll be able to provide some trained intern on your project, or if you think you have the people at your own place, you can make use of them.
So one question here.
Yes.
So I mean, now there are projects. Now some people may not have a project, like year end or quarter end. People may not have a project. Do you have any forum, or if you could suggest any other third-party forums also, like where people can run their projects just to keep the sharpness of their knowledge attained. Like there are forums like Kaggle for data scientists and all, or GitHub for coding people. Anything for this, any third party also will do. And the other thing is any alternative for Minitab. You can do it. You can answer both these questions at the end of session also will do. Not a part of this, but it came to my mind while I started.
Sure. Correct. I will answer it at the end. So now we are almost in the closing stage, just another 2 to 3 slides. So we need to transfer the process back to the process owner, because our job as a green belt has come to an end. We need to see that there are other problems on priority. We need to work on that. So we'll hand over the process back to the process owner. And again, we will transfer the responsibility, the review. We will conduct a review meeting to communicate all the important information, right? The process status, anything not implemented, still it is pending. That information will be given, and updated flow charts, procedures, the SOPs and all that will be a statement of work will be shared, and SPC measures what kind of control chart and collect data, control plan, and all that, and out of control action plan. OCAP means out of control action plan. Point goes beyond upper control limit. It happened 2 times during the project. And why it gone above upper control limit? This was the cost that time. Those information. So how you mitigated that knowledge you need to share, so that they can also quickly resolve any problem, any future breakdowns, right? So those things, information will be shared. This is what we call the transferring the project to the process owner. And then the team might consider evaluating how they worked together. Always when you work on a project, there will be team formation. Once the team is formed, there will be a lot of fight within the team. Whatever the team leader is saying, they may not cooperate, and there will be some argument. That is called a storm. Form, storm, and then norm. What is norm? Everyone will realize the importance of the project, and then they agree with each other, and then they start performing. Always team management will have 4 stages: form, storm, norm, and then perform. The define, measure, analyze, improve, and control help the team to go through the form, storm, and norm stage very quickly, so that they can quickly start performing. Right? That is why we guide them. You see, bigger the why, easier is the how. So we make people understand the why variable very clearly in the define phase. Once people understand why variable and the that variable, the consequences, all of them realize, so we need to contribute to this project. This is very important. Otherwise, there will be a lot of consequences. So team will easily go through the stages like form, storm, and norm, and so quickly they will be in the performing stage, right? So the team might consider evaluating how they worked together, where and all there were poor cooperation, where and all there were no good cooperation, and how the change management was handled, and all those things can be documented so that it becomes a lesson. And management and leaders should also consider devising rewards to the project team to recognize the work and the success of the team. If such thing is a culture in your company, recognition and celebration of successful Six Sigma will drive process excellence philosophy within the organization in a faster manner, and managing change becomes simpler. Because if a team is rewarded for the achievement, then everybody will be motivated to do projects, isn't it? And they will also learn and then drive similar project. And more the projects, more will be the savings, and the better will be the results. So I think this completes our discussion.